With the star suffering a heart attack after a match and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. With an upcoming event for Ring of Honor set to take place next week, AEW President Tony Khan announced that a star would not be able to perform on the show, writing, "Due to an injury reported this week, Mark Briscoe cannot be cleared to wrestle at ROH Death Before Dishonor next Friday, July 21st. We all wish Mark the very best in his recovery. ROH World Champion Claudio Castagnoli is on training sabbatical to prepare for the huge week ahead, with Blood and Guts on Wednesday at AEW Dynamite, plus his championship defense at Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view next Friday. We will address Claudio's pay-per-view title challenger next week, following the highly anticipated Blood and Guts event on TBS. Again, everyone at AEW plus Ring of Honor is wishing Mark Briscoe the very best in his injury recovery. Thank you all." Talking about having the Judgment Day on NXT, Shawn Michaels told Sportskeeda's Wrestle Binge, "Obviously, we're thrilled to have Rhea and Dom and Judgment Day as a whole coming through NXT, and who knows how much they'll be here in the near future. It certainly looks like Dom is at the very least going to be here next week along with Rhea to receive an NXT North American Championship match from Wes Lee. We'll see what kind of ramifications that has on our Great American Bash on July 30th. We're absolutely excited about Judgment Day, what they bring here to NXT, and the fact that they're at least lingering around here for a little while. Very excited to see what happens next week in the North American Championship match as Wes Lee defends against Dirty Dom, and we'll see what that brings forward from an impact on Great American Bash." Responding to critics that claim his in-ring style is unsafe, Kenny Omega said this to Sports Illustrated. "There are people who want to complain and put themselves on a pedestal by saying what we did was dangerous. Well, you think? So I've been asked, why did we do it? It made sense in the match and evoked emotion, and we both knew I would end up coming out of the move unscathed. Is there a risk? Sure, there's always a risk. Look at the way Mike Tyson boxed. His style was so dangerous. He stayed so close to his opponent. What was he doing boxing in style? Shouldn't he have fought more stick and move and waited for the counterpunch? Wouldn't that have been better for his brain? Didn't he understand how dangerous it was? But that wasn't what made him Mike Tyson. Don't tell me not to wrestle the way I know how to wrestle. Is there a risk? Was there a risk when Mike Tyson was fighting within inches of space between another championship level boxer throwing power punches? Of course, but Tyson was confident in his abilities and he knew he was the best. So don't tell Mike Tyson how to box and don't tell Tyson Smith how to wrestle. You aren't even close to being qualified. Just shut the F up." When it comes to the lineup for AEW Collision, it looks like a pro wrestling legend will be joining the show, as Jushin Thunder Liger wrote on Twitter, "I am at Haneda Airport now. From now on, I will go to Calgary, Canada via San Francisco. I was invited as a guest at Owen Hart's Memorial Tournament. I'm looking forward to Calgary after a long time." A first grade student's Stone Cold Steve Austin impression has gone viral. Here's the video. Revealing why he is not going to be taking any more bookings, former WWE star Val Venis wrote on Facebook, "Hello wrestling fans, just a heads up, I will finish up obligations on my next 2 appearances. I won't say when or where until the day of, as the LGBTQ+++XYZ nutjobs like to threaten promoters for booking me. As of today, I will no longer be taking any further public bookings for the foreseeable future. Tired of being booked and then canceled due to my political positions. Thanks." Logan Paul recently took to Twitter to respond to articles talking about how his energy drink has been recalled in Canada. Here's the clip.
Perhaps you saw the news this morning. Complex, TMZ, Reuters, Forbes, and many more talking about how Prime energy drinks were recalled in Canada. But the crazy part about that is we don't even distribute Prime energy in Canada. Let me repeat that. We don't even distribute Prime energy in Canada. So how could it be recalled? Well, the answer is illegal or unauthorized imports of the beverage. But of course, traditional media doesn't care about that because they just want a headline. They want clicks. The level of misinformation currently being spread around Prime is actually insane. And you have to ask yourself why. Don't forget, we are a better for you product. Our energy drink has 10 calories and 0 sugar. Prime formulas are compliant with each specific country's regulatory bodies. All of them. And yeah, our energy drink has caffeine in it. It's an energy drink. And no, our low sugar, low calorie hydration drink doesn't have caffeine in it. But traditional news, and by the way, they're not even news anymore. It should be called stories because people are just making shit up to get clicks. They know that if they talk about Prime, whether the information they're spreading is true or not, they will get attention. On a product that is legitimately better for you, lower in sugar, lower in calories, and healthier ingredients than most of our competitors. So you know what, it actually doesn't surprise me that we're being targeted by massive corporate conglomerates and the United States government. Because using social media, we've effectively created a beverage so disruptive that it is eating the market share of some of the biggest corps on the planet. And quite frankly, they're pissed. We're taking money out of their pocket. But honestly, I'm happy that people are seeing through the BS. I think the government and traditional media underestimates the collective intelligence of you, the American people. And although some people will be fooled, I am thankful that social media has given us, underdogs trying to make a business, a disruptive, better for you business, a voice to talk about the truth. Don't be fooled by the media. Take every headline with a grain of salt. And most importantly, drink Prime. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Mentioning a procedure that she had prior to Monday Night Raw this week, Becky Lynch told USA Today Sports, "When I landed from London, I had to go to the ER and had to get a cyst removed. Then had to get that redone on Friday, but was in the ring, fine, ready to go by Monday." Recently, it was noted that WWE paid a massive settlement to keep quiet on the situation with Saudi Arabia from 2020. For a refresher, Ringside News wrote that during Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer discussed 2 witnesses that are now a part of the lawsuit. One is an unnamed WWE superstar and the other works for the Saudi Arabian television company. It was said that both witnesses are secret and one is a WWE superstar. This superstar confirmed basically everything that was reported that all of these other people reported didn't happen. That testimony includes observing armed military-looking individuals outside the plane before WWE superstars were supposed to take off. They were in all black, staring at the superstars and blocking all exits. This superstar testified in the lawsuit that he was told by a stewardess in Saudi Arabia that it seems like someone doesn't want us to leave this country. Also, the pilot seemed very distressed when he told superstars that they couldn't leave. It was also alleged that Mark Carrano said that the Saudi prince and Vince McMahon had gotten into an argument in conjunction with the June 7th Super Showdown event. Carrano allegedly said that Vince McMahon cut the live feed, and this made the crowned prince very mad. It was also said that some employees were saying it was a hostage situation. The witness said that he and about 12 other people got on a private chartered flight to Buffalo to make it back for SmackDown. While he was on his way back, he received texts from wrestlers saying that the prince was holding them because Vince McMahon cut off their television feed. It was also claimed that WWE denied the story when they got back. Wrestlers were also allegedly afraid to speak out against the company for fear that they would lose their jobs. Now, Meltzer has taken to Twitter to claim that WWE paid $37 million to settle a lawsuit to keep that out of discovery, because the plaintiffs had witnesses who were WWE wrestlers who stated that. I probably heard from at least a dozen people on that one. WWE called me multiple times denying it, but those there said different. It was investigated by dozens of law firms, and WWE settled immediately before discovery for the most money by far they ever settled a case in their history. You can read the suit yourself and think of how quick they made sure it went away. It appears a former WCW star, Brad Kane, better known as Lodi, was able to survive a heart attack following a professional wrestling match, as Ringside News writes. According to a report by Queen City News, Lodi admitted that he initially ignored the signs that something was wrong. However, realizing the severity of the situation, he drove himself to a nearby hospital despite feeling unwell. During the 52-minute drive, Lodi's mind was filled with concerns about causing harm to others on the road, recalling the tragic death of wrestling legend Macho Man Randy Savage. Upon reaching the hospital, Lodi received a startling diagnosis. Doctors discovered that two of his arteries were completely blocked, and another, commonly referred to as the Widowmaker, was 90% blocked. As a result, he underwent a 5-hour quintuple bypass surgery, which proved to be life-saving. Speaking about the ordeal, Lodi expressed his gratitude, crediting God for being at his side. "I'm like, God, just don't let me hurt anyone, because we all know how Macho Man Randy Savage died. I was doubled over and driving on one hand and trying to keep my eyes on the road." Upon arriving at the hospital, Lodi learned that two of his arteries were 100% blocked and a third, commonly known as the Widowmaker, was 90% blocked. As such, he had no choice but to undergo a 5-hour quintuple bypass surgery, which ultimately saved his life. Despite the scare, the 52-year-old is determined to continue on with his wrestling career. "I know God was with me through all of this," Lodi said. "I'm going to rehab and work on getting me better." And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.